Grand Rising, wonderful souls, and welcome to the North Star Tarot. This is a channel all about the heart space, all about self-healing, self-care, self-love, also to do with romantic relationships, twin flame journey, and soulmate connections. Okay, today we are going to be focusing on what actionable steps you can take in the connection with the person that you are thinking about, your person, twin flame, soulmate, or what actions you need to take in self-care and self-love. So let's have a look. If you are a new face, thank you so much for stopping by. This is a new channel. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscribes. I do appreciate them all. Anyone that would like to have a personal love reading, all of my information is in the description box below. If you'd like a reading just on self-care and self-healing, on self-love, and where to be pouring that back into, all the information is the same down below. Now please remember, this is a general collective reading. It's timeless, which means that I can be picking up on past, present, or future energy. Okay, so it may not all resonate. If it does not, that's absolutely fine. You can have a look at some of my other readings on this channel. Please remember that I have a sister channel also called Bronwyn's Cove Tarot. If you aren't already subscribed over there, go and have a look, because that reading generalizes, it looks at everything, okay, all different energies, not just twin flame and soulmate connections. If I say he, she, masculine or feminine, please remember that we hold both of these energies, okay? You can change the genders around if you wish to. Also, as it is a general reading, if I do say he, she, they, so on and so forth, this could be for you, it could be for the person that you're thinking of. It could be for your divine counterpart. It could be for a karmic counterpart. Take it as it resonates. And remember that I am not a therapist. I am in no way, the advice that I give you should not surpass any advice from a therapist if you need that. Okay, from a doctor, anything else. Let's crack on. I heard trepidation. Somebody is hesitant to take the steps, actionable steps right now. And I keep hearing, but I don't know why. Because this is about what actionable steps you need to take, when whether that comes to healing yourself. Because I heard the song, what becomes of the broken-hearted, who has loved that now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind, help me. Okay, so I don't know if somebody is feeling down in the dumps, if this is you or the person that you're thinking of, the connection that you have. Now, the cards that have just come out, I'm going to turn them over now if I can. Yeah. Ten of Chalices. This is about, because I keep hearing about pouring into yourself before you pour into others. Pour into yourself before you pour into others, because also when you look at them, these two are children. They're not so much adults, these are children or young teenagers, but one's wearing white, one's wearing black. This is duality. This is also looking back in adolescence at what parts you need to pour into yourself. Or maybe this is also, because I'm getting a masculine energy, this person is looking into themselves, and I heard patterns. So this person may be looking at patterns of behavior or of where things failed. Now you have the Page of Chalices, okay, and the Page of Chalices is sitting on the fence, all right? So this person, either you or him or her, there seems to be this kind of like, especially that song that came out, you know, what becomes of the broken hearted. There's somebody here who may be hurting or gets pangs of like jealousy of over other people being in these relationships that seem to be really happy, holding hands and stuff, and they're lonely, or they want to have that connection and they don't. Of offering, because that Page of Chalices, that can be an offer of love to someone else, but it can also be an offer of love to ourselves. So I don't know if you have those kind of moments where, you know, you're pouring into yourself. Today's going to be a good day. I love myself. I am awesome. This is what hurts me. Pour. And then kind of catching yourself in, what's the word? Kind of in solace, in sadness, in kind of, it kind of catches you. And if it's not you, then it's the person that you're thinking of. And there being this kind of like falling into that woe is me. And the energy here, especially as we're looking at what actionable steps we can take, yeah, because you've got Temperance upside down. Someone here is hurting, okay? Now, I don't know if this is for you, because I heard the message, someone's ancestor came through and said, if you've got no one to hug, hug yourself. Hug yourself. 8 of Wands. Now, what card have we got here? 7 of Chalices. Interesting. Because the 7 of Chalices, if I put this down next to Temperance and it's in reverse, there is some sort of imbalance when it comes to this duality, because we started off talking about duality, and look at Temperance. It is the black and it is the white. It is the light and it is the dark. As above, so below. And with this 7 of Chalices in reverse to the 8 of Wands, this at the moment seems to be more of, as much as this is definitely to do with twin flame or soulmate, this is advice for you, the person that you're thinking of what it is that you're supposed to be looking at when it comes to how you heal yourself, because we manifest in what we think, feel, and the actions that we take. And if we aren't pouring into ourselves, if we aren't finding what hurts and showing it to ourselves and going, it's okay, I love you, I'm gonna work through this, then whatever we are vibrating at without looking at that wound is what we're going to manifest more of in. And if we're looking at our twin flame or soulmate connection and wanting them to come in, we want them to come in as their best version and us being our best version. Otherwise, we're never going to connect with them. We're going to connect with other people that are a mirror of what we feel inside, which is why we're coming up at the moment with, especially with that song of what becomes of the broken hearted. You or the person you're thinking of are being either encouraged to look back at this time of adolescence, or you already are and you're being told to keep doing so. Looking at those early relationships you had with love, I had with worthiness as well. What were the first kind of relationships that you had? When you have your first boyfriend or girlfriend, no matter what age you are, what excited you about that relationship, and what was it that you dimmed your light? Because we all do to a certain degree. What made you dim your light? Why did you dim your light? What area? Was it your throat chakra? Was it your heart, third eye? Did you doubt yourself? Did you not speak your mind? Did you kind of find it hard to receive or over give? Find out what that is, because that's where the imbalance is. That's where the imbalance is, and that's what you're being asked to look at. And a lot of people, they'll be like, we have duality, and it's fine, to have the dark and the light. The duality is an illusion, because really, this is my opinion, that duality is an illusion, because you are supposed to, in my opinion, your light and your dark are supposed to be one. The whole key and goal is wholeness. It's wholeness, not duality. Not always slipping from one to the other, from one to the other. It's wholeness, okay? And this is an encouragement to look into your shadow, because the more that you pour into your shadow and find, especially from early relationships of love, or what love looked like to you, the more you pour into that, and when you're pouring into that, you're pouring light into that. It's not just love, it's light, so that there is less dark, so that you can come into wholeness. But you're being told to have a look at this now. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it because it's difficult to look at, or because you can't see the wood through the trees, okay? You're being told to have a look at this, and for someone, you're being asked to journal. And for someone else, you're being told, if you know what it is, I don't know why this came to me, if you know what that wound is, or what exactly it is for you. So for example, I am, like the affirmations we use, I am strong, I am safe. That's literally just for your root chakra. I feel is for sacral chakra. I do is for solar plexus. So, I do attract, I don't chase. I love is heart. I speak. Where's that one? Sorry, you're catching me off guard. I know and I understand. Someone is being, and I don't know why this is very specific, someone's being asked to speak directly into water, and to speak their manifestation on whatever area, whatever chakra it is, to release something, and then to drink that water throughout the day, so that it brings up your vibrations. But I'm seeing somebody, I'm seeing a masculine energy. This person is feeling quite down in the dumps at the moment, and you might be feeling that. And I've got King of Wands. So this is definitely, and you've got the Orchard upside down. There is a definite energy. This person already realizes what their wound is and what they should have offered. You may be their wound. Yeah, you may be their wound. Look at that. Or there is a wound with a relationship. Because you've got the Two of Cups coming out. So there's double energy here. Somebody is realizing that if they had taken the time to heal, they may be with you. Or your paths may have already crossed. And this person, and especially as we started off with the energy of like young love, like adolescence, or like the first, you know, the first steps of us going into those more serious relationships. And not when you're 13 years old and then someone gets you a flower and they're like, I love you. That more, you know, even when you're a teen and you're first learning about yourself and you're learning about how someone else can fit into your life. There's something here with this person, especially if this is a twin or a soulmate connection. There's a realization for this person that they may have already had that experience with you and they lost you. Or for someone here also, and this will only be for a specific few, this person imagines what it would have been like if you had been their teenage sweetheart. Because they see it as you'd always be together. They wouldn't have wanted anyone else. There is anger, a lot of anger over toxic relationships or imbalanced relationships for someone here, okay? And somebody's being told to speak on it. Speak on it. Don't hold resentment in. It's not about going online and being like, I hate you, I hate everybody, rah, and like, you know, shouty caps on social media. No. But there's something here about voicing your resentment or voicing your disappointment or voicing the fact that, you know, the Emperor in reverse is somebody who is lazy, somebody who does not, you know, they don't pull their weight. They are prone to, you know, really big Aries energy kind of like outbursts. And you've got the Two of Chalices here. You may have been in a relationship where it was very dysfunctional, a relationship where there was domestic violence, a relationship where you didn't feel safe, or you felt like you were doing all the work and the other person was just sitting on their butt while you cleaned the house and looked after the kids and all the rest of it. You're being told, speak on this, talk about it, talk about this. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to heal from this. Because look, you've got the Sun and you've also got the Star. For someone here, you will have a lot of growth come in. I heard exponential growth will come in for you. And I heard financially for some reason. Someone here, this is linked to your career as well. But speaking on past pain, or how you worked through that pain, or how you're working through it right now, is going, I heard face value. There's something about seeing your face as you talk about this that is going to be really important for you. Because you've got the Star card coming out. This is recognition. But look at that Star card. Look how far up she is from, for me, that's almost like the world. It will take you to different dimensions. There's something about how it's going to elevate your vibration, ascension. And the thing is as well, when we're talking about the twin flame and soulmate connection, whoever it is that is your twin flame or your soulmate connection, they may be doing the same thing. Because there is regret coming from them about how they either treated you or how they've treated people in the past in relationships. They may be going through very similar things, okay? Yeah, and look, you've got the Sun and then you've got Death. And at the moment, the song in my head is Jericho by Inako. There's an ascension going on between you and this person. And you're being called to really highlight the things that you have repressed when it comes to relationships. Did you lean so much into the other person that you lost your own identity? Did you overgive? There's something here about like being a helicopter mum or dad and like, but to your partner and just pouring everything into them, because that's disempowerment. And we don't realise it when we're in those relationships, but that is disempowerment, and that's why you have the Two of Chalices upside down. There's something here about looking into this, because the orchid to the Two of Chalices upside down is you know what that wound is, you know where it started, okay, and someone's not looking at it purposely, and you're being told with the King of Wands there to actually take steps. And the thing is, with speaking on it, there's something about how you channel, how you flow and channel, either through your words, creatively, artistically, but you're being told the things that make you feel imbalanced, the things from the past that, you know, have made you angry, whether it's because you allowed that to happen, because we all have a choice, or whether because the other person made you feel a certain way, you're being told to speak on it. I had speak on it with kindness, but voice it, create it, channel, let that out, because I heard wounds be healed. Doing so is going to bring you closer to your twin flame. And I had the distance between us. I don't know if someone's twin flame is actually at a distance, whether that's you haven't spoken for a while or they live on the other side of the world to you, because with death here and then the sun with the Nine of Swords, it's literally going to end something that you have, that you've been holding on to for a really long time, so that exponential growth can come in. That Ace of Swords, speak on it, speak on it, speak on it. I did not expect this to be the reading. How interesting. Two of Pentacles to the Four, because somebody at the moment is not looking at it at all, and it's actually blocking you. It's blocking your connection. And you've got to think as well, like, excuse me, fly. A twin flame, as much as it's very rare, it's destined. But your twin flame, whether you know them and you're at a distance for them, or you're estranged from them, or you don't know them, the universe is not going to bring you guys together until you have healed what you need to heal. So that you two, when you come to each other, you're not each other's happiness, you're already in a state of contentment, and that other person is just adding to it, which is why you have the Four to the Two of Pentacles. Because right now someone isn't looking at those things that created the insecurity at the start. You would take that one, this one, okay. Four of Wands to the Two of Wands. Yeah, look. This is stability, safety. This is your fourth house. Well, for me, this is what it represents, the fourth house. The fourth house it's governed by Cancer, which is all to do with emotions. And it is also to do with stability. It's connected to our family and, you know, our inner child, or when we are children. From the age of about up to 10 are the most important time in a child's life. And I can say that actually professionally because I work with children for over 20 years. What happens in childhood, it stays with us dependent on whether or not we have the right foundations around us to release anything that's traumatic. If we don't, we hold on to those as codes, as biases, as insecurities. And you have a doubt here. There's something that's been held on, like I said, from adolescence. And this is what's being asked to be looked at, okay? Someone is very deeply connected to the moon, or their emotions change around full moons, crescent moons, waxing moons, and if you aren't aware of that, that's something you're being asked to look into, okay? You've still got the Four at the bottom. Magician, Guardian of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Elder of Swords, Explorer of Cups. The Magician. The Magician is about all the resources, the things that we need. Someone feels worried about, it's almost like how they offer something. I don't know if this is you and you getting in your head about how you voice yourself, especially. You've never been given the opportunity to voice what your needs are. How do you know what they are? And there's something here with why that Page of Chalices is on its side also. How do I voice my needs and my wants if I've never been given the opportunity to do so? And this is also very much coming from a divine masculine as well, because we do still unfortunately live in a world where toxic masculinity kind of like laces everything within society, even if it's now just seen as a casual kind of thing. But men, from when they are children, from when they are little baby boys, are taught not to show their emotions. And again, I can say that from a professional stance because I have worked with children under the age of from 5 under for 20 years. And, you know, I have seen in my experience a range of different families from all different cultures, from all different backgrounds. And the one key thing that seems to underline many of them is that boys shouldn't cry, that boys can't play dress up and put, you know, a skirt on and pretend to be a fairy. And this energy here for a divine masculine is they are working on their emotions. They are working on the things that hurt, but it's difficult because they were never given the tools. They were never given the tools. They were told to man up, or, you know, if you have emotions, the only one you can show is anger, or, and they're having to take that time, or they're being encouraged right now, take that time to voice your needs. If it's not to others, it could be just in front of a mirror. What is it that you need? What do you feel? How do you feel when you think about past relationships? Whether you were the one that did something to hurt someone else, or it was the other person doing that to you. And you've also got the Garden of Pentacles in reverse. And I place this one here. It's like someone's self-sabotaging themselves right now. Or it may also have been that in past relationships, because there was this imbalance, because one person was not voicing their needs and the other person was taking too much, take that as you need. There's almost like this, it's almost like, how do I find abundance when I don't know what abundance is for myself? 5 of Pentacles. This is an encouragement, especially with the Death card there with the Emperor in reverse and Temperance. One of your ancestors is like, snap out of this. You have got a really old school ancestor, and nobody wants to hear that, because if someone, I'm getting like the energy for someone here may suffer from depression or something along those lines, and you can't just snap out of a mental health issue. But this is somebody who's old school. It's like someone's grandfather wearing a cloth cap, but they're saying it with kindness. They want you to take care of yourself, but they also want you to know thyself. Oh, I've got resin coming out. Interesting. They want you to know thyself, know your needs. You've got the Elder of Swords coming out, okay? Somebody's worried about if they voice how they feel, whether that's how they feel about you or how they feel in general, that they may get judged by others. Explorer of Cups is coming out. And why have we got Explorer of Cups? Explorer of Cups to the 8 of Wands. Clarity, please. Child of Wands. They're stopping themselves from saying how they feel about you, but they're also stopping themselves from saying how they feel about themselves and like their own wounds. They may internalize quite a lot because you've got the 6 of Wands upside down. They feel sometimes it may be futile. Why? Someone else also, there's almost like there's also this worry about a kickback, whether that is communication towards how they feel about you, or whether that is just actually voicing how they feel in general to others. I heard to friends. Who are these friends? So you've got the Emperor coming out again in reverse, and this is next to the Magician. Somebody, I don't know if somebody's intent, whoever this person is hanging around with, and I'm talking about like this divine masculine, and you may see yourself as the divine masculine, or you may see yourself as the divine feminine. There's people around you that you are hanging about with that aren't for your highest and greatest good if you are the divine masculine, okay? Or it's almost like you feel intuitively, you know that if you are open with your emotions, you may get laughed at, because not because the way that you feel is not of value, but it's because the people that you are opening up to do not see your value. And I think that's the reason why the Death card is coming out as well. There is something here about changing your scenery or changing the people that you hang with, because you've got the 8 of Cups coming out here as well. There's something that's something's overwhelming you if you are the divine masculine. This could be a relationship. It could be the fact that there is an emotional trigger from past wounds, from other relationships that have been similar to the one that you may be in or the one that you wish to leave, okay? Because you've got Two of Swords coming up to the Three of Pentacles. There may also be this overwhelming stress over, if you are looking towards a divine feminine, whether or not, and I say that and the Lover cards come out, whether or not this person will accept you, okay? Now, if, as I'm addressing the divine masculines, if this is how you are feeling, if this person is actually the divine feminine, there is no reason why they should reject you. Okay, because you've got Three of Pentacles and you've got Judgment and the High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess, the thing is as well, the High Priestess can be seen as like, you know, this big bad old witch that's casting spells and hocus pocus and all that rest of it, you know, Eye of Newt and Tongue of Frog and blah, blah, blah. But it can also be someone who is very disempowering, someone who purposely disempowers others, or disempowers themselves, because a High Priestess is someone who is extremely connected to the divine, extremely connected to themselves, both their yin, their yang, their divine feminine, their divine masculine. They have mastered every single suit in the deck. They have mastered being an empress, of being abundant, and they're that one step higher, okay? It being upside down. This is somebody who purposely manipulates others for their own benefit, who they could be a succubus and not even realize, or they could know they are a narcissist or an energy vampire or something along those lines. They are the type of person that would be a CEO of a company and quite happily step on the heads of other people to get to the top without giving a damn, okay? And this is telling me that if you are divine masculine, you may have someone in your circle. You may be, and I heard divorce, for someone they may be divorcing someone who is a dark high priestess or a high priestess in reverse, okay? Seven of Wands. This person is in extreme competition with a divine feminine. Extreme competition. They do not wish for a divine masculine to be working or going anywhere near this divine feminine, okay? Because it will mean really bad karma for this High Priestess in reverse. Really bad karma. The Wheel of Fortune will be upside down. Everything will end for this person, okay? And you've got the Sun. They want to keep something they've done hidden. Now let's have advice for the divine masculine, please. Advice for the divine masculine. Oh, choose empowerment. Choose empowerment, okay? Because the Empress, we embody the Empress. Whether we are male or female, it makes no difference, okay? Because this is the embodiment of power, of sticking up for yourself, of extremely exuding all that power from your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is your place of personal power and joy. It's those boundaries. Because I just keep hearing, stand up for yourself. And the things as well, you've got a hawk on here. Isis stands with you. But I'm also getting that this divine feminine, that this divine masculine is looking towards or wishes to go towards, especially when we're looking at twin flame connections. This divine feminine is strongly, strongly protected by a lot of Parthians. Now, anything else that needs to come up? Let's see what we're going to close this with. Explorer of Wands. This is more or less take action to empower yourself, divine masculine. And for the divine feminine, which we need to know before I go. Divine feminine, there is definitely a massive change coming towards you, okay? Something that might be a bit overwhelming. But it's a new beginning. That's beautiful. It's a connection between two fated lovers, like Romeo and Juliet. I love that. I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that gave you some confirmation and clarity on what you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel, I'd really love for you to hit on the like, the subscribe and the notification bell so you can see more of my content. Anyone that would like to have a love reading, all of my information is in the description box down below. But with that being said, I hope you have an awesome day, afternoon, evening or night, and I'll see you in the next one.